So we'll start off here by just searching for our hospital name, followed by a keyword like price transparency, for example. Could also try transparency in pricing. And the first result here you'll see is for Temple Health. It's the hospital we're looking for. So this is the hospital's price transparency homepage here that we're looking at. And from here we'll be able to access both forms of the price transparency data. So let's start by trying to access the consumer-friendly tool. So to do this, we can look for language on the page that involves estimate or consumer-friendly. So we see it referenced up here on the top. And if we continue scrolling, we should be able to find a button or a link to the actual tool itself. And if we follow that link, we'll go to the tool. So here we are on the tool, and we'll just follow the instructions to search for services we might be interested in. So we'll go ahead and select our relevant facility here. Let's say I'm going to Temple University Hospital's main campus. And we'll follow the instructions to enter some information as requested. So now that we've entered that, we're on this page that's going to help us try to actually look for the services that we're interested in. So let's assume for the sake of this example that we're interested in trying to estimate the price for a laboratory test, in particular a basic metabolic panel. So we'll select laboratory here, and when we do that, we see actually immediately the first hit is this basic metabolic panel. So if your case is not quite this easy to find, usually you can search by other means. But in our case, we can progress since we've already found the service. And we'll see that next, Temple's asking for some insurance information to be entered. So I'll go ahead and enter my insurance here. And when I do so, we see I'm led to this payment estimate page. So these, depending on the tool, can include different information. They might include things like out-of-pocket costs for those who are insured, or cash prices for those who are uninsured. So it's important to check the details here of what exactly you're looking at. And then finally, we should be sure to keep records of anything we found here. Screenshots or pictures could work of this page, or in nice cases, as you can see here, the hospital itself might provide some tools to take pictures or send emails of the records to yourself. So that was the consumer tool. And next, let's move on to thinking about the machine-readable files and how we can use those to access price information. So let's go back to this Temple Health Hospital Price Transparency homepage. Now we're going to look for something that indicates an actual file that we'll download. So we see here on the bottom of the page a reference to comprehensive machine-readable file. So we'll go ahead and follow the link attached to that. And when we do, we're brought to this next page. And let's scan this again, looking for files to download here. So here we see on the bottom a download files section. So we'll go ahead and download that file. And if this file is a CSV or Microsoft Excel type file, we'll just go ahead and try to open that with a spreadsheet editor. And here we are looking at the machine readable file. So this, in this case, is just a spreadsheet. And the way this works is each row is a service, and each column indicates some aspect of the data reported for that service. So here in particular, let's see, we can see charge description is a description of the services. DRG and CPT codes are codes for the services. Self-pay cash prices for those who are uninsured. And if we keep scrolling a bit, we see some insurer-specific negotiated rates columns. So let's go ahead and try to do the exact same thing. We'll try to estimate the cost of a basic metabolic panel, assuming a Cigna insurance plan. So we could start by attempting to search for the description of the service. So I'll search here for comprehensive metabolic panel. And we found that pretty easily, but again, if we had failed, we might need to, for example, search by CPT code if the description wasn't clear. Maybe have to Google to figure out what that code is. for the service that you're interested in. So the next step would be to look in this row at the column that corresponds to our insurance status. And we can see in these highlighted cells the negotiated rates for these services for Cigna. So it looks like they are about $10 depending on which type of lab. And we can use that to inform what the total cost might be. So that's it. That's a basic intro to using these price transparency files. Hope it was helpful.